Imagine you are interviewing for a UX design role at Instagram. They give you a scenario and ask you this question. You're a product designer working on the stories feature, and we have a problem. Our user interviews show that people are not able to find stories from their friends. So, how do you approach this problem? Now, I want you to take a couple of seconds to pause the video and think about how you would answer this. A newbie might be tempted to say, okay, here's the solution. I think we should add a search icon so people can search for the people they're not able to find. So we can add it to the right side here. We can add a gradient, we can add an overlay, and we can just have that right here. Now, unfortunately, that answer is not going to get you hired. An experienced designer would approach that in a totally different way. Hi, my name is Abhinav, and on this channel, I give you all the things that I wish I knew when I was learning design, packaged in a nice visual story that helps you level up and become a better designer. So, shuru karte hain. Let's jump into this. This is actually quite a common mistake that newbies make. And what it is jumping into solutions directly, right? It's also sometimes known as solutioning or solutionizing, which is defined as coming up with a solution for a problem that hasn't been defined yet and might not even exist in some cases. So a newbie designer, they might say, oh, we need to add this feature, or, oh, I saw this other app and they do this one thing, so let's do that, right? Let's add this feature. Or they're like, yeah, we have that technology and let's add that here. They're immediately trying to pattern match and think about what solution they can fit in there. And once they do that, they immediately jump into Figma to design it. And that's kind of like designer's comfort zone in Figma. तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है? प्रॉब्लम ये है कि अगर हमने ठीक से प्रॉब्लम ही डिफाइन नहीं किया तो हम गलत प्रॉब्लम के पीछे घंटे बिता सकते हैं और उससे कुछ भी नहीं होगा. To rephrase that in English, what's the issue? It's that if we haven't defined what the problem is that we're trying to solve, we might spend a lot of time and energy solving the wrong problem.
You've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. We have tried to come up with a strategy and a vision for Apple. It started with what incredible benefits can we give to the customer? Where can we take the customer? Not starting with, let's sit down with the engineers and figure out what awesome technology we have and then how are we going to market that.
Let's reframe our original statement. And we're going to use this format. How might we X so that users can do Y? So in this case, how might we help users find stories from their best friends so that they can connect with their friends? How exactly did we frame this? Now, this is called an HMW, a how might we statement. With this kind of framing, what you've done is you've established a couple things. You've kind of talked about it from the user's perspective rather than feature's perspective. Instead of saying, this is the feature that we need, you're saying, how might we help users do a certain thing? And then why? Why are they even trying to do it? So we've established the motivation of why they're trying to do it. And these things together cause an effect of how the two might relate. What we've also done with this is we've defined what the success criteria is, which is how do we know if the feature actually helped? So HMWs, they're an analytical technique to turn insights and ideas into actionable questions asked from a user's perspective without jumping to a specific solution too early. Now, when you do this as a team, this can also be a great way to align everybody. Now, everybody has different opinions and perspectives of what they think the problem is, how exactly they think of it based on their experience. And this exercise can help you collaboratively figure out what that is for each person. And then you can kind of synthesize this to come at a very accurate framing. The core essence of UX design is actually problem solving, and it all starts with how we define the problem. So here we've jumped to a direct text solution in this example here, which is search. We haven't tried to investigate the nature of the problem. And the problem with the search is it might be creating more problems than we need, which is it takes time to actually firstly think of a friend's name. Whose story do I want to see? Type it in, search based on how long it is, and then it shows you a result and you do it. That's a bit of a long process. So speaking about the scenario, how might I answer it? What I might say is, okay, why are people not able to find stories? And one thing that comes to mind is maybe it's because they follow too many people. And now out of all the stories here, it takes time for me to find the relevant ones. It's just too many meme pages and celebrities maybe. So with that in mind, the solution is totally unexpected. A possible solution might be to get people to unfollow the stories that they've not seen in a while. Instagram could show you a suggestion which says, hey, take some time to review whose stories you see, and it could show you all the stories that you haven't seen in the last 30 days and suggest that you just unfollow, or not even unfollow. It could suggest that you mute their stories, maybe permanently or maybe temporarily. So that is what a solution might look like. Another possible solution here would be to not really make any visual UI changes, but to actually make tweaks to the algorithm to figure out how does it suggest which people should be shown on front. Maybe what you could do is you could look at the weighting of the algorithm and you could say, hey, if I've DM'd somebody, it's likely that they are my friend. So the algorithm can try to prioritize showing your friends who you're in DMs with kind of upfront, right? So that is what finding a solution might look like. A big conception newbies have is that design is making things in Figma. Now, learning tools and knowing how to use them is definitely very important. But the mastery of any specific tool, that's not what design is about. Design is problem solving. Remember this, the reason clients want to work with you and companies are hiring you as a designer is not so that you can use the tool for them. It's so that you can help them solve problems using the design process. This design process involves listening to user needs and feedback, working collaboratively with the team, and finding how to help users accomplish their goals and help the business accomplish their goals. So always remember to zoom out, consider the whole picture, look at the problem space holistically, but keep focus on your users, understand their motivation, frame the problem statement, and then can you find the ideal solution. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you liked that. Drop a comment with what you thought was a mind-blowing moment for you, an insight that you think you will use in your product design process. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed that video, please, of course, let us know. Leave a like and comment. But besides that, this is what we do for a living. We help creatives and designers level up in their careers. If you'd like to join one of our live programs, we do them a few times a year. Check out the link in the description. It's 10kdesigners.com, and I'll see you around.